Hi teacher, good morning. I'm going to talk about software task-based activities in computational linguistics software. Then I'm going to start with software. What is a software? A software is a set of instructions, programs, data that are used to operate a computer, and they are created to do specific tasks. There's four types of software. For example, here we can see the types of software: system software, programming software, application software, and driver software. What is system software? System software are those ones that you use in your computer, but you don't know you're using, or you just know that you have them. Here's a picture. Yes, here's a picture of system software. This is a good brief example. We have Linux, Windows, Apple, and Android. I don't know which one is this. I can't recognize it. Right now I'm using a system software. It is Windows. All of these details that you can see here. For example, if I open the settings, this is the design that Windows gave me. Obviously, the other system softwares are pretty different from this one. For example, in my phone, I use Android, and Android is not the same or even similar to Apple. Well, now let's continue with the next one. Programming software. What is a programming software? What I just understood is that a programming software is like the language of computers that computers use to process all the information and the data stored in the memories. For example, they use these codes, the number 1 and number 0, to process all the data. There's also tools that are used to do this. Now let's talk about an application software. What is an application software? Are those applications that are programmed to be used by the users. For example, Word is an application software. Notes are application softwares. Even Google Chrome is an application software because they are created to make tasks easier for the user or to make specific tasks. For example, Word was created to make works about writing, mind maps, etc., essays, for example, and a lot of things, and they have a lot of functions that we can use. Well, driver software are those tools that computers uses to keep updating each period of time. For example, I don't know if you have heard about the drivers of computer. Are those programs that are used for the computers to be updated, up to date. Well, I think that's all for software. Now let's talk about the task-based activities. Sorry. A task-based activity is an activity where students use the target language to accomplish a certain goal or achievement through the use of the target language, or they can use their own language freely to get to a certain goal. For example, here we have the steps to follow to make a task-based activity. For example, the pre-task, it says activities that teachers and students carry out prior to starting a task. The next step is during task phase, the performance of the task itself, and post-task phase, this is after you realize the task, activities and procedures that follow up a task performance. I just also found it could be task-based grammar lesson. It can be the final step after doing a task-based activity. These are the steps. The number one says choose your language goal. The second one says identify the necessary skills. Number 3 says introduce the lesson. Number 4, students perform the task. And number 5, students self-evaluate. And number 6 says focus on specific language structures. These are clear the steps to verify if a task-based activity worked or not. Another fact is that one of the advantages that the students have is that they can use the language they know freely and exploratively as long as they are able to complete the overall task. And a good example could be to make a certain activity like writing a book, a comic book, or drawing something, and then share it with your classmates and explain them or share them the points that you used or the ideas or the purposes, what inspired you to do that, but in the target language. Then the students will have to do the same, but using your own ideas or purposes, obviously using the target language. That's a task-based activity. And now let's continue with the last one, that is computational linguistics software. It is abbreviated as CL, and it is the application of computer science to the analysis and comprehension of written and spoken language. How can I explain it? For example, it's like giving reason or intelligence to a machine so you can communicate with it. For example, Siri in Apple, it's a computational linguistic software that you can talk to her and ask her to do a specific or easy action or order, and she will answer you in the same way, in a logical and simple answer. Computers that are linguistically competent help to facilitate the human interaction with machines and software. As I mentioned with Siri, she's pretty competent in this kind of subject. It is usually used in tools like instant translations, speech recognition, text-to-speech synthesizers, interactive voice response, and also search engines. For example, when you use the Google Traductor and you write a sentence there, it will translate the sentence in a literary way. Or when you use the chat box of Telegram, it will answer you with short answers. Sometimes they are kind of funny. And I think that's all. Thank you.